Hello? Anybody here?
From out of the West, Dick Powell, ZANE Gray Theater. Brought to you by Maxwell House Coffee.
You get that good coffee feeling with Maxwell House Coffee every time.
Have you heard the one about the traveling salesman? Well, step right up. I got a new one for you. New kind of a salesman, that is. His merchandise consisted solely of books, and although he didn't make much money, he sure brought a lot of pleasure to the early West. His best sellers were Pilgrim's Progress, Robinson Crusoe, and the Arabian Nights. Even though the settler fought Indians all day long, he had to read a good action story before he could go to sleep. His worst sellers, and he couldn't give them away, were Advanced Mathematics, Modern Manners and Customs, and the Migratory Habits of the Big-Mouth Butterfly. I wouldn't have bought that myself. He took orders for special books like these, which were translated for the Navajo Indians. The first one was printed in 1834 by Stephen Riggs. Page 1, the Golden Rule. Do unto others as you would have them do unto you. Indian translation. You do not want anyone to rip your teepee, do not rip teepee of others. That is an actual translation, and it makes good sense no matter how you say it. In the story we've chosen for you this week, Village of Fear, a bookseller finds himself involved in a strange and exciting situation. Our star is David Niven.
Get your hands up, mister, and hold them there. Come on out. Slow. You live around here?
No. Where you from? Nowhere particular, just around.
Talks funny. Where you from?
Let's just say that I'm an American, a little newer than you are.
You didn't hear me right, mister. I asked where you from.
A long time ago from England. A lot of places since then.
That's your wagon up the street?
Yeah.
Books. You sell books, huh?
Yeah.
That's your name in the wagon?
That's right. Alan Rakes.
You didn't pick a good time to ride into town, Mr. Rakes.
I noticed. A bad time for him, too.
That's the way we like to see, Sheriff.
Shut up, Cop.
He ain't got no idea what's going on, Brill. He's just a man what sells books. Look at him. You curious, man?
About what's happened here? Yes.
So you'll be curious, see?
Get him over the stable.
Yeah. Come on, bookman.
on over there with the others. I'm asking you again, all of you, which one of you shot the boy? Do you hear what I'm saying? Which one? You. You sell books. You're a man who reads. You know anything about the law?
A little.
When a man does a killing, he's accountable. That's so, isn't it?
You don't need to know much about the law to know that.
You hear what he says? This man's educated. He reads. He knows the law. Now, one of you is accountable for killing my kid brother. Unless he talks up, there's going to be a lot more killing around here. You get that? I don't want no more trouble. You. Talk to them.
What do you want me to say?
Tell them. Explain about murder.
If they saw what I saw in the alley, I wouldn't need to.
Listen. My brother was murdered. Whoever did it's going to die. You're smart. I respect a man with brains. But I can make an awful mess of him.
I still don't know what you want me to do.
Find out. You find out who killed him. You find out. Because...
Why did they send you in here?
I was brought here. There's a difference.
What was all that book reading talk?
I sell books. It's my work. I have a wagon full of them out there. He has some kind of idea that because I read, I can talk you into admitting whatever it is he wants to know.
He's lying. It's a trick. He's one of them.
No.
We can find out quick enough.
I don't carry a gun.
What do you know about this?
I just got into town. I saw a man hanging. That's what I know. That's all I know.
You saw a man hanging. What did he look like?
Tall, gray hair, black waistcoat. He had...
Mr. Daly, the sheriff.
What's happened here?
I'll tell you what's happened. This town's just been made a stopover point for shipments from the Black Fox silver mines. This bunch rode in to hijack this week's run. And somebody started shooting at them.
We never had a chance. They grabbed some of our women folk and made us put up our guns.
That fellow Brill, his brother was shot. So he puts us all in here till he finds out who shot him.
Who did the shooting? Do you know?
Mister, we don't know. And if we did, we wouldn't tell you about it. Now just get over there where we can keep an eye on you.
We gotta think of something.
Well, the way I figure it, we rush them as soon as they get back. There's enough of us here. The men, some will be shot or killed, but...
Shooting in here, women and children are going to get hurt, too.
He's right.
With 9 of them. No guns would be crazy.
Well, then what? I've got my wife to think about. You heard what he said about the sheriff. If that's the truth, what am I supposed to do? Just sit around and wait to be hanged?
Well, maybe whichever one of us shot his brother should ought to admit it. It ain't gonna be easy, but then there's the women to think of.
But how do we know? How? Maybe I did it. I don't know. Frank, you had a gun. It could have been you. It could have been any of us.
Well, I don't know if I hit him.
I think I know who shot him.
You know?
I was watching in the barber shop.
Before you say anything, you better think what you're doing. You keep out of this.
No, wait. Let him talk.
How many of you were shooting?
Well, it's hard to say. 7, 8.
Sheriff did, I know.
All right, let's say 9. If you think you know which bullet did the job, but you've got to be awfully sure. If you're wrong...
I got a wife, too. And what about my kids? You think I'm gonna protect one man for them?
If you're sure, I suppose not.
Well, Sherm?
You talked to them?
We talked.
Who did it?
You're interested in law. You ought to know you broke it when you committed robbery. What happened afterwards to your brother was the chance he took. He died because of it.
He didn't die. He was murdered, shot in the back.
Maybe he got turned around looking for someone he could kill himself.
You're going to be like them, huh? Who did it? Who? You think I'm bluffing? I'll clean out this whole stinking town.
That won't bring your brother back.
You want to die right now? You say one more thing to me. You go on and say something. All right. We'll start with 2. Him. That one. You. And him.
No, Dave, no. No, Dave, you can't. No, Dave. No.
Anybody got anything to say?
Sure, you tell them what you saw.
I'll tell you something. I'll tell you.
Dave!
I was going to take him anyway. Saves me the trouble. Outside.
There's nothing you can do.
Well, what do you think? It's over an hour now.
We'll wait. He was a good kid.
Yeah, he was.
I remember a horse he had once. Got hurt. I had to shoot it for him. He cried. But he wasn't soft, that kid. He could be tough. But he felt things. You know.
Somebody might have seen what happened and rode out of here. Army post's only about 50 miles off.
Yeah, I know.
Funny nobody's come in except in the book, man.
Nobody comes through here anymore. Maybe that's why Brill picked the place. Used to have cattle drives through here a couple of years back. Now they use the new Kelsey Trail to Black Hills.
Wonder what's holding them up. We ought to get out of here.
Yeah, I'm not going to wait much longer. I'm going to check.
One of them's leaving. And the mountains are very high. Much higher than anything here in America.
Are the people in India called Indians?
Oh, yes.
And they carry bows and arrows and spears.
Sometimes. But of course, they're not the same kind of Indians.
Did you fight Indians in India?
Yes.
Did you kill a lot of them?
A few.
Gee, I'd like to have seen that.
Oh, no, that's not good. Killing anybody's not good. Sometimes you have to, but it isn't right.
What are you sitting there telling stories for? Well, maybe you know they won't take you out for killing.
You run along back to your mother. I'll get you a book about India. You can read all about it. I'm afraid this is the time for waiting.
Somebody's got to do something.
Well, one of them has gone up to the saloon.
Surely they're getting a few more drinks so they can get brave again to kill a couple of more of us. We're going to sit and wait for that?
Oh, take it easy, Sherm. You saw what happened to Dave.
Look, hold it down. We don't want to get the women any more upset than they are.
Some of us have been talking. Maybe if Sherm here knows which one shot that fellow's brother, he ought to say it. Now. Oh, I can't be sure. But maybe we could tell him it's Dave. Dave's dead. It wouldn't matter.
They'd never believe that. That's too easy. I still say, wait. Without guns, there's nothing you can do about it anyway.
Then what do? We don't know who did it, and he'll go on killing until he gets an answer.
We gotta do something.
Well, then let's do it now.
We'll wait.
Well, what's the sense in that?
I'll tell you the sense. I'm not educated like the bookman, but I know people. There's a lot of ways of dying. Waiting to die is as bad, sometimes worse than being dead. They're waiting. Sooner or later, one of them's going to give in.
What if nobody talks?
Then there'll be a lot of widows in this town. You get on back now.
Fella's coming back.
Alone? I've got an idea.
Go ahead. Somebody's got to think of something.
There's only 2 of them out there.
That's right.
Pick out 2 good men to help you. I'm going to try and get them in here.
We jump them when they come in?
No. We're going to use that rope.
We don't care nothing about our necks. I still say we ought to get out now.
You tell that to Brill.
That sounds like it might...
Yeah. How are you going to get him in?
I'll bang on the door and tell him I found out who did the shooting.
I don't trust him. Suppose it's a trick.
What if it isn't? You got a better idea, Sherm?
Well, if there's any shooting, we're all finished.
It's up to us to see that there isn't any shooting. Well, are you with me or not?
I can't think of anything better.
Well, I'm for it. How about the rest of you?
Yeah, I think so. Sherm?
All right.
Good. Now, you pick out the men. I'll talk to the others. Now, I want you to keep out of the way. Get back in the corner. You've got to be absolutely quiet. Do you understand? You've got to get their guns. If they suspect anything when they come in, we don't stand a chance. All right? Hello out there. This is Rakes, the bookman.
What do you want?
Open the door. I got something to tell you.
Shall I get Brill?
Better wait.
Well?
They all want me to tell you, but,
Well, what?
first they want your promise. Your promise. Not his. His word doesn't mean a thing. He's an animal.
You're going to be sorry for that, bookman.
Back way into the saloon?
Yeah. I could take the front, you two take the back.
No, there's still at least 6 men in there. Go back to the barn and get 2 more men. Then you 2 come in through the front, send them in through the back. I'm going in now.
You can't.
I got to. If one of them comes out now, we're finished. Go and get the men. When you hear a bottle or a glass breaking, that'll be your signal. Start shooting. Don't let them draw. Now I want you to hit me. Hit me hard in the face. Will you do as I tell you? Will you take this? No. Wait till the other... Can I have a drink?
How did you get out?
Your men got me out. I found out who killed your brother.
Who killed him?
Can I have that drink?
Who killed him?
Back in the barn, they knew I was going to tell you. They tried to stop me. And your men got me out.
Who killed him?
Hasn't there been enough killing?
Who killed my brother?
Look, you were very fond of him, weren't you?
You're stalling. Go see what's happening.
Outside, all of you.
I guess I owe you an apology. This town has a lot to thank you for.
Sometimes violence is the only answer. I wish it were different. Here you are, Peter. Here's that book on India I promised you.
Thank you, Mr. Rakes. Aren't you going to come and see the hanging?
No, I'm not. You're not going, are you?
My mama won't let me.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah.